Companies are seeing impacts from the stock market plunge after the tariffs announcement, of course.
With fallout from President Trump's trade war, his tariffs sent shockwaves through the market. Stocks had their biggest one-day loss in 5 years. It's been since the pandemic. More than $3 trillion of value was wiped out. The worst one-day losses for the S&P and 500 and the NASDAQ since 2020, because concerns are growing about the impact on businesses and consumers.
Please, Mr. President, the bleeding is too much. I will say you will keep bleeding. You'll say so much winning. You'll say, Mr. President, please, no more winning. I'll say, no, we're gonna keep winning.
This morning, the widespread fallout from President Trump's sweeping tariffs. The stock market losing $2.5 trillion in value Thursday.
Bro, by the way, look, I'm not one of these like anarchist style lefties.
Tariffs.
Okay.
The stock market.
But money is so fake. I'm sorry. I'm done with this whole bullshit. Okay. It's so made up. Dude. Money is the most made up thing. Money throughout the history of mankind, money has never been as made up as it is right now. $2.5 trillion in value wiped out overnight, and your day is the same. You can never convince me that money is real. You will never be able to convince me that money is real. I mean, this is the other reason why I said that. Yeah, one of these men did not attend the inauguration, okay? Elon Musk lost $11 billion. Jeff Bezos lost $15.9 billion. Mark Zuckerberg, $17.9 billion. Warren Buffett, only $2.57 billion. And it's like, I'm sorry, dude. That's just nothing. That's not real. We need to stop this. We need to stop entertaining this stuff, okay? We need to go back to the fucking barter system. We need to go back to the gold standard. I don't know. Just something different, okay? No, everyone's getting poorer. Everyone's getting poorer. Why do Democrats fall back on the same tired message as the situation changes and the rich get richer? Oh, not the working rich. To the many investors coming into the United States and investing massive amounts of money, my policies will never change. This is a great time to get rich, richer than ever before. Yeah. And Chuck Schumer said, and the rich get richer. And Josh Barro said, no. It's a fire sale for billionaires. What are these people smoking? Not yet, but yes. Call me Donald with the way she plunging on my stock. Nice. That's a good one. Peach jars. Yeah. I suspect that Chuck Schumer is talking about, yes, the tax cuts that are incoming, or even the fact that like this presents an opportunity for wealthy people who will now consolidate even further, engage in even further consolidation of wealth.
Losing $2.5 trillion in value Thursday.
Yeah, 6% is the latest number that we're at. As of 6 minutes ago, SPX index down almost 6%. Holy baloney. God damn. You're seemingly in a good mood today. The vibes are immaculate, brother. Yeah, I'm just doing me. I'm focusing on me shit. You know what I mean? It's just, that's part of it. You know, I'm working out. The weather is nice. I have to maintain a positive, cheerful attitude.
The worst single-day plunge since the pandemic lockdowns 5 years ago. Multinational corporations with manufacturing in Asia, like Apple, tumbling more than 9%. Dell, Best Buy, and Nike dropping around 15% or more. And now, as more tariffs are set to go into effect at midnight, many companies are already reeling.
I think there's something very funny about Donald Trump getting his experts to compile this like 200-page foreign trade barriers estimation report, and then not using those foreign trade barriers that were calculated in the actual calculation, because the actual calculation is much simpler, which also is a story from Washington Post, scoop from Jeff Stein. President Trump personally selected the now widely mocked formula for determining the country's specific tariffs from a menu of options, multiple sources say. Numerous Trump aides at NEC, CEA, Commerce, USTR had 4 weeks been working, crafting country-specific tariffs that took into account a broad range of tariff and non-tariff barriers. Several sources said more sophisticated approaches had been developed. It's actually not that hard to develop a more sophisticated approach. Doing nothing would probably be a more sophisticated approach to as opposed to what Trump did. Like literally, if they were just like, hey, Mr. President, how about we don't do anything? If that was the approach that he took, that would be more sophisticated. They didn't do that. They took the least sophisticated route, which is all of those trade barriers that are in that booklet are irrelevant to the calculation here. The calculation here is entirely done by looking at the deficit, okay? Looking at the trade deficit and deciding on the arbitrary designation of how much tariffs these countries have applied to us. Oh, I'm sorry, do you not want to purchase our F-150s because they don't fit in your fucking roads? Guess what, dude? Sucks to suck. You're not buying enough from us, okay? Madagascar, why are you not getting our gas cars? That's a trade deficit. That's a tariff. We've decided a trade deficit is a tariff. And that's precisely how we're going to operate going forward, okay? Yeah, Madagascar, how about gas cars? Okay, specifically Ford, okay, or Chevy, one of them.
Affected midnight, many companies are already reeling. Restoration Hardware stock plummeted 40%. The CEO reacting in real time on an earnings call.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. I just looked at the screen.
No, is this good?
Oh, really? Oh, okay. I just looked at the screen. I hadn't looked at it. It got hit when I think the tariffs came out.
Economic anxieties are also rippling through the auto industry, now facing...
Dude. The photos coming from the New York Stock Exchange floor yesterday are insane. There is a little bit of catharsis here. I'm sorry. There is a moment of vindication, I think, for people like myself, because we look at like how heavily financialized our global marketplace is, and the ramifications of that are so severe. So when you look at like all the loyal peons that have upheld the system and you watch them in shock, in true utter horror, that like one singular baboon-brained dipshit can just destroy everything for them in ways that they never could have comprehended, coming from not left field, but right field. All of a sudden, there's like a moment of catharsis, like where you're like, well, how about you guys feel this a little bit? You know what I mean? How about you fucking feel this pain a little bit? Because for the average American, this is a daily part of the problem. Now, of course, the way that the stock market works, obviously the gains are privatized and the losses are socialized. So like you're fucked way harder than everybody else. Make no mistake. But I think like Americans were like, well, yeah, my 401k is done. But also like there's a little bit of catharsis, I think. Like, I don't know, maybe I'm reading it incorrectly. Maybe I'm wrong. But at least like amongst normie people that I talk to, it does kind of feel like everything is really messed up, isn't it, huh? Oh, well. Because their shit is already fucked. You know what I mean? But it's also, yo, low key, a lot of you guys in this chat, okay, are middle class. You're working a fucking job. You're not at the age where you're even like thinking about your retirement, but you're looking at your 401k and it's like bleeding, right? This also kind of goes back to the idea that I'm talking about here, about money being fake, where it's like your life was already shit and now your future is shit, right? Like in the future, you suspect it'll be more shit. That's the only thing that changed. Like your life as of this moment has not gotten significantly worse. It probably will as a consequence of people's purchasing power diminishing, and then companies engaging in layoffs, and which will then obviously make the situation even less manageable. All of these things are slated to happen in the future, but it's like there's not even a bank run taking place. You know what I mean? Like it's just all designed in a way where this shit is freaking fake, dude. Is consolidation of wealth really what's happening? I feel like there's easier ways for the president in America to do that. Yeah, I don't think that this is intentional to like make a wealth consolidation happen. I don't think he's like intentionally applying this market shock so his like buddies can come in and sweep everything else. That's just a normal part of the process, I think. It's just what happens. The comments here had me really sad the other day. What is this? Something is very wrong with America. Elderly servers in her 70s and she can hardly walk. The table next to this woman asked why she was still working, and she said she only makes $910 a month on Social Security, and she has to still work because her bills exceed $910 a month. Yeah, let's help her retire. $250,000 raised so far. Yeah, this is it, dude. This is the future. The future is like one lucky member of the peasant class, one lucky member of the peasantry will get the rest of the peasantry to raise funds so they can actually retire in a normal, with like normal finances, as opposed to a government-funded initiative that will allow everyone to have that same opportunity. It's fantastic. We can feel good about it too. Yeah, the GoFundMe-fication of social safety nets is crazy. Did they get rid of the FDIC yet, or is my money still safe in the bank? Who knows? Who knows?